Vladimir Putin, one man, one mission, powered by a military that shakes the world. In the vast corridors of the Kremlin, one figure stands at the center of Russia's modern military machine, Vladimir Putin. Under his leadership, Russia's defense spending soared. New generation weapons, cyber capabilities, and elite forces reshaped the once sleepy Soviet-era army into a 21st century force to be reckoned with. Putin's doctrine is clear. Strength commands respect. From the chilling skies over Syria to the frozen landscapes of Ukraine, the Russian military has become a symbol of geopolitical intent. Tactical nukes, hypersonic missiles, the S-400 defense system. These aren't just tools, they're Putin's language of deterrence. But military power comes at a cost. Economic sanctions, global isolation, internal unrest. Critics argue that Putin's military obsession risks provoking more than it protects. Yet, to Putin, the armed forces are more than defense. Their identity, pride, and a warning to the West. Russia will not be underestimated. In the chessboard of global power, Vladimir Putin plays not just with diplomacy, but with divisions, missiles, and might. This is the power behind the man, and the man behind the power. When Vladimir Putin commands the skies, it's not just strategy, it's spectacle. From the thunder of Su-35s to the stealth of hypersonic missiles, Russia's air power has become a key pillar of Putin's military dominance. Under his rule, the Russian Air Force was modernized, faster, deadlier, and prepared for precision strikes far beyond national borders. Whether over Syria, Crimea, or beyond, Putin doesn't just authorize missions. He lands operations without fear, cold and calculated. No hesitation, no retreat. Each air campaign reflects a mindset shaped by intelligence, intimidation, and unshakable resolve. For Putin, air power is more than military might. It's a message to the world. Russia rises from above. In the still of night, silence broke over Russian skies. Not from jets, but from drones. Ukraine launched a bold and calculated strike, targeting a high-security Russian air base deep behind enemy lines. Dozens of long-range drones buzzed across the border, undetected by radar. It's election day in Russia, and all eyes are on one man, Vladimir Putin. A symbol of power for over 2 decades, Putin casts his vote, not just as a citizen, but as the central figure in a political system he helped shape. In a country where opposition voices are often silenced and critics imprisoned, the act of voting becomes more than routine. It becomes ritual. Supporters see strength, stability, and pride. Detractors see control, manipulation, and fear. But no matter the view, the outcome is almost always the same. Putin wins, again. In Russia, elections happen, but power rarely changes hands. Putin beyond power. He's one of the most recognized and controversial leaders of the 21st century. Vladimir Putin, Russia's long-standing president, isn't just a symbol of military strength and political dominance. He's also a master of public messaging and international presence. From Red Square to televised town halls, Putin's speeches are crafted to project confidence, nationalism, and control. He speaks directly to the Russian people, firm, composed, and measured. Whether addressing economic challenges, war, or national pride, his words aim to reassure and command loyalty. But Putin's world doesn't stop at Russia's borders. Over the years, he has shaken hands with presidents, prime ministers, and kings, standing side by side with both allies and rivals. Each meeting is more than diplomacy. It's theater. The photo ops, the body language, the calculated silence. Every gesture is part of the performance of power. He's known for arriving late to meetings, keeping global leaders waiting, an intentional display of psychological control. Yet in closed rooms, he can be surprisingly soft-spoken, sharp-witted, and deliberate. But who is Vladimir Putin outside the halls of government and global tension? In rare glimpses, we see another side, one that seeks moments of calm, sport, and connection. He's been photographed fishing in Siberian rivers, strolling through forests, practicing judo, and even playing piano at public events. At festivals and cultural gatherings, Putin occasionally drops his rigid image, smiling, chatting, shaking hands with ordinary Russians. Religion, tradition, and the image of the strong yet spiritual leader are central to how he wants to be seen, not just as a commander but as a protector of Russian values. To some, these moments humanize him. To others, they are carefully scripted displays designed to craft the illusion of accessibility and strength. He remains one of the most calculated public figures of our time, able to switch from battlefield strategist to cultural icon in the blink of an eye. Whether on stage, in the streets, or on the global stage, Vladimir Putin knows the power of presence, and whether loved or feared, he never fades from view. Vladimir Putin, leader, strategist, symbol. His world is more than politics. It's performance, emotion, its political capital. From military invasions to diplomatic delays, Putin thrives on keeping opponents guessing. He uses ambiguity as a weapon, on the battlefield, at the negotiation table, and even in public appearances. Putin blends cold calculation with calm charisma. He's often seen practicing judo, riding horses, or fishing in Siberia, not just for leisure, but to project endurance, masculinity, and control. And finally, whether addressing the Russian people or the global elite, Putin tailors his message. He speaks to pride, fear, and identity, always keeping his grip on the emotional pulse of his nation. Vladimir Putin's legacy is still being written. But one thing is certain: in politics, as in power, the strongest moves are often made in silence and seen in hindsight.